My family was unbelievable. Last October, my brother-in-law surprised my sister and I. He called me one day and said, "Helen, I want to buy you a plane ticket and have you come to New York. You haven't seen Janet in 3 years, and I want to do something good for her." So I was ecstatic. I said yes, and we kept trying to get a date and get a date. Finally, when I did go to New York, he told her he was picking up a neighbor at the airport. And she just went along for the ride, and they were just going to go out and have dinner after they got back from the airport. So when he walked into the airport to get me, I scooted around the back of the pillars. He took my big bag and walked out on the street and brought it towards the car. And Janet got out of the car to open the trunk, and she says to Joe, Why did Nancy bring such a big bag? I can't understand why she brought such a big bag." I was just supposed to be coming back from Florida from a weekend. And I walked up to my sister. I was about 3 feet away from her, and she almost passed out. She didn't recognize me at all. And we cried and held on to each other, and he made us get in the back seat. The New Yorker he is, made us get in the back seat and sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and we just held hands and talked and cried, and it was just wonderful. And then I went and saw my kids, and my kids were very surprised. I've sent them pictures all along how I was progressing, but a picture is so much different than seeing your mom. And, when they came to pick me up, they couldn't believe. They couldn't believe it was me. Even my little grandson, he didn't warm up to me right away. He didn't remember who I was till I started talking. Then he knew the voice from the telephone, and then he knew who I was. But he was too young. He didn't say anything about the weight, but there was a strange reaction from him too. But it's a good reaction from all these people. It's a really good reaction. I feel great about it. I saw my brother when I was in New York, one of my brothers. I saw a cousin that I hadn't seen in a few years, and my nephew and 2 nieces, and it was wonderful to see the reaction of everybody, because I have always been fat. I've always been Helen Watermelon, always been made fun of, always, poked jokes at. And now my brother said to me, "Boy, the next time you come home, I'm going to really feel a waist on you, aren't I?" So now he could feel a waist. My overall health is tremendous. I was diabetic. Diabetes is gone. I still take my readings. My levels are always normal. I have not taken any pills in 2 years now. My blood pressure is like the blood pressure of a 19-year-old, my doctor says. And my skin feels better, looks better. I'm still getting old, but overall my general health is much, much better, much better. I'm taking much less pills than I ever took in my life. So it's a big change. Dr. Lou has been a big part of my life for the last 2 years. He's been my crutch, my right arm. And if you're considering the lap band, I would highly recommend Dr. Carson Liu as your surgeon. He will take an interest in you as a person. And that's the most important part of any surgery for anybody, that the doctor cares about you as a person. And Dr. Liu is that type of guy. He's terrific. Yes, I did. And Dr. Liu, as a matter of fact, performed the procedure for me. I really feel so comfortable with him, I didn't even want to entertain the thought of finding another doctor. I really wanted to be with Dr. Liu for all of this. You know, he's been through everything, so I wanted him to take care of that as well. And I do have a back problem, and I was getting more and more pain because of all that excess skin hanging, and I did have it removed. And it's such a difference. My gosh, it's such a difference. The procedure that I had Dr. Liu perform was a paniculectomy. Not an easy word to spell, don't ask me, but it's the removal of the excess fat. Some people would call it a tummy tuck. It's a lot more than a tummy tuck, because he actually cuts the fat out in a couple of pieces and sews you back together. It's not invasive where you're going to have any problems internally. It's an external surgery. It was a little bit painful, It took a few weeks to recover from that surgery, but it was something that needed to be done. Really was something that needed to be done, and he did a wonderful job of it. When I come in for an adjustment on my lap band from Dr. Liu, I actually don't even feel the needle going in, because where the port is, it's kind of like numb. He did the surgery in an area where I had a previous scar, so I don't really feel the needle going in. He injects the saline. The saline will make the lap band smaller, so it's, as you eat less food, it's not painful at all. You drink some water when he's finished. You drink some water as he's filling it, just to see how your level will be, if you're going to be too full or not full enough, you know. And you really determine for Dr. Liu how much saline is put in. Dr. Liu doesn't say, I'm putting in X amount and that's it. You are the determining person on that factor. It's important because it's your body. Dr. Liu is not here to eat my meals every day or to feed me. And I need to take control of that myself. So if I were to be tightened too much and not be able to eat, I would think I would get sickly. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want to get sick. I need to keep up my strength and keep working so I could retire. That's my goal. Retire.